Why do you have a buy? What was your take on the quarter?
Well, we have a buy because we think the stock is discounting pretty much every piece of bad news you could possibly throw at it. I mean, it's come down precipitously, as you all know. The report today was fine. It wasn't. It was certainly not inspiring. I mean, when you compare it to Honeywell, Honeywell's results were fantastic. GE's were mediocre at best. But it's a $13 stock, and they didn't need to put up much to give it a little bit of a lift here. And so I think it's going to be fine. And Flannery is making some progress, at least.
So, Scott, it feels like mediocre seems pretty good for investors in GE right now. What's your sense of the state of the turnaround at this point, which Flannery has laid out, pretty well over the last few months, but folks seem to be waiting for the results of that?
Well, it's so hard to tell. In many ways, it's hard to tell how good of a job he's doing because the power markets continue to be in a free fall. So his power numbers, he could be taking costs out at a pretty aggressive rate, but demand is just not there at all. I mean, there was a business down 20% on the power side is pretty severe to try to cost cut out of. So the rest of the businesses are great. I mean, aerospace is solid, healthcare is solid. I mean, I think he's controlling what he can and cutting corporate costs, but power is just really a mess still.
And Scott, you mentioned Honeywell. I mean, this really is sort of a tale of two industrials here. What are they doing that's so right?
Well, I was just thinking before I came on that the Honeywell versus GE results today is a perfect illustration of the Dave Cote versus Jeff Immelt era of Dave Cote as CEO of Honeywell made all these great decisions as far as M&A deals they did, costs that they took out, et cetera, global expansion and cultural improvements. Where GE just did the opposite. The culture really dragged down. It became a fat company, made a lot of bad deals, including doubling down on power at the peak, doubling down on oil and gas in the peak. And Honeywell's just very, very well positioned to succeed in this type of a world where GE is just not.